What's up?
Hello, Patrick.
How you doing?
How you doing? It's Boy Thunder, Adam and Josh from HotFM's Hot Breakfast speaking to you right now live from Singapore.
Excellent. How you? I'm so psyched to be talking to Singapore right now.
All right, Patrick, we have a couple of questions to ask you concerning a new album, Save Rock and Roll, right?
Awesome.
Okay, so the first one is about the title itself. You know, Save Rock and Roll is a very bold album title. What is your impression of the rock music scene today?
Well, yeah, the title is definitely, I think it can be taken a couple ways because it is kind of just, I think we've always been a band that's been ironic and kind of funny, and I think on some level it is just kind of funny and because I think there would probably be some people who would criticize us to begin with by saying like, oh, Fall Out Boy's back. What are they trying to do? Save rock and roll over here, And so in some ways we're just kind of embracing that and laughing at that. But then at the same time, I do think that there's, rock and roll is supposed to be fun and surprising. And I think if it gets too regimented and has too many rules to it, it just gets kind of sad and boring. And I think that's kind of, I don't think rock and roll is sad and boring, but I think the idea of it is getting sad and boring, where it's like, yeah, well, this is what it looks like, and you're supposed to wear this leather jacket and these pants and play these chords and sing about this stuff and drive this motorcycle and that kind of stuff, where it's like, it should be more than that, right? That's kind of what it is to us. I don't know.
All right, here at Hot FM, when we got hold of your new single, of course, My Songs, Know What You Did in the Dark, Light 'Em Up, it's a long song title. I mean, are you guys comfortable with a long song title?
That's why that little parenthesis, that's why there's that parenthetical, so you can just call it Light 'Em Up if you have to.
Oh, okay, so you just have to go on like a Fall Out Boy, and that was Fall Out Boy with Light 'Em Up, that's all.
Yeah. That's, I don't fault you if you end up having to do that, because I don't want to say it every time either.
Well, who is this song about? I mean, it's a roaring anthem, but it's also angry with lyrics like "In the meantime, I'm just dreaming of tearing you apart."
I guess it's kind of the shortest way to describe it, because obviously, one thing that I don't think everybody knows about our band, but is that. So I sing and I write most of the music, or I have anyway. But Pete, our bass player, writes the majority of the lyrics. And so I can't really say what it's about because I don't know for sure because I didn't write it. but the way I take it myself, and the way that when I wrote the song, kind of the way I kind of interpreted it is, it's just kind of like moving on in your life doesn't mean that you're against your old life, I think when you're, like accepting that you're 28 doesn't mean that you hate anything about who you were at 16, I think there's this like idea that, change is just permanent and bad and everything, and it's like, no, I'm still the same guy I was when I was 16, I'm just, a
that's
bit
cool.
older.
That's cool.
So that's kind of what it is for me.
That's pretty wise, wow.
The whole idea of, the burn everything you love and burn the ashes, where it's like, it doesn't mean you don't love it, it's just, you're moving on, you're finding new things and being, living in the now, I guess. Heady stuff. We're so, we're so existential.
Okay, Patrick, you know what? Over the last few days, we've been asking people to tweet in questions. So coming up, we'll ask you the fans' questions, okay?
Excellent.
Hang in there. Hot FM's Hot Breakfast. Good morning, it's BT, Adam and Josh, and we're very honored to have Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy on the phone with us right now. And we've got some fan questions. Are you ready, Patrick?
Yes, so ready.
All right, this came in from Twitter. Felicia XX, you tweeted in and asked, you say you're a huge fan of the band, and you're just wondering what happened in the past 3 years, because you guys went a little quiet, and we found out recently that you've been recording a secret album.
Yeah, well, obviously that happened. So I think we probably started writing Save Rock and Roll probably about a year ago when we started writing it. So that takes, that accounts for 1 year. And then somewhere in there, I did a solo record and I toured a little bit on that. And, Pete put out a bunch of, he did like some DJ stuff. He does a project called Black Cards. Mm-hmm. And Joe and Andy also have a metal, like a cool like hard rock band called The Damn Things that they do with Scotty in from Anthrax. So all very different stuff.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay, I've got a question here by Joanna, and Joanna asks, you know, you guys have had such a big, a nice string of successful albums, especially since the last record was a greatest hits album, and she has that. And she wants to ask, was there a lot of pressure going into this album project now?
The funny thing is that, well, first off, you know, thank you for owning any of our records because it's really that's awesome. And
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But secondly, the funny thing is that so we're gone for 3 years, and no one's really talking to us about doing the band or anything, you know. So there were no expectations. It was really funny because we just kind of, when we, you know, our label is really cool to us because they kind of let us relax a little bit. You know, they were like, well, just wait until you guys are ready. I know a lot of other bands would have their label, you know, just, you know, yelling at them like, where's the next record? And they didn't really bother us too much. They were just like, yeah, whenever you have something, let us know. So no one was really pushing us, so it was great. It was just kind of like, we just did it for fun, you know? It's an awesome thing to get to do.
All right, we got one here from Eric, and he asks, if the world had to remember one Fall Out Boy song, which one would it be?
Oh, wow. Whatever one they liked, I guess. I don't know. It'd be a real shame if they remembered the one they didn't like. I don't know. I mean, I hate to say, I don't like to pick favorites, you know, because whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, it's amazing. You know, we're just the luckiest band. I've gotten to go all over the place and see people with, you know, our lyrics tattooed and stuff like that. It's just kind of, we're really, really lucky. So I don't want to take anything away from that. But I will say that to me, one of my favorite songs was Dance Dance. It was just a real special, exciting song to me. It might be my favorite Fall Out Boy song.
Well,
so,
we love it as well, man.
Selfishly, I would say maybe that.
Yeah, that's my favorite song, actually.
It's got to be my favorite song
thank
twice.
You. Cheers.
All right, Patrick, you know what? Coming up, we've got a huge fan. Her name is Shaniqua, and she's from where you guys are, you know, in the US, but she's staying here in Singapore. She's a huge fan of you, and we know that you're married and all, but she's a huge fan, and she wants to go on a little speed dating trip with you. Is it okay?
A date? Okay, I haven't been on a date in a long time.
All right.
Crazy.
So, coming up, Shaniqua with Patrick Stump. Don't go anywhere. HotFM's Hot Breakfast. Good mornings, BT, Adam, and Josh, and Shaniqua is in the studio.
Oh, Mr. Stump in person, in flesh. Oh, I've been looking all over the world for you, baby.
I'm glad to be found. There you go.
We're going to have a nice little speed date go on right now.
Okay, Patrick, you're going to ask Shaniqua 3 questions, and then she's going to ask you 3 questions, and we'll find out if you guys are compatible. Are you ready?
Yes. Any 3 questions?
Anything.
In the whole world. Just ask me anything, baby. I'm honest truth.
I feel so good about that. It's so good to know that you're so open.
Oh, I am.
Awesome. Okay, so I guess an important thing to know. I mean, I'm a musician, so what kind of music do you like?
Oh, you don't even make me want to stop. This ain't a scene. It's an race. Oh, baby,
this is great because this already answers something for me because I just love myself so much. I just have to hear my songs all the time.
Oh, yes. You praising me just making me my blood sugar levels going way up, baby. I need some insulin in this room right now. Should I ask you something now, baby?
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, Mr. Stump. Before you was a singer, did you want to be something else when you were growing up? Did you say, I want to be an astronaut, maybe?
I was really scared you were going to ask something totally out left field. I guess I wanted to be, I kind of like teaching. I kind of like teaching stuff. I don't know. Maybe a teacher. I look like a teacher, right? So why not?
You very handsome man. I mean, don't worry. I'm not going to intimidate you and all. I'm a real sweet girl in the heart, you know. Please ask me anything. Anything in the world, baby. Bring it.
Anything, okay. Well, I am intimidated. What drives you? What makes you get up in the morning?
What drives me to wake up in the morning and be all fierce?
Yeah.
When I was raised, I used to be really sad because I was listening to all the Metallica, and then my mama said, baby, this is Beyonce. You need to start listening to happy music. And in those Stasher records, I found a Fall Out Boy album. and I am extremely. I live big. I live big because I am a big woman, and the world is an ocean, and I'm a big fish. I'm not a goldfish. I'm a grow, baby.
Wow,
You're a whale.
That's amazing. I'm glad to be.
What you call me?
I'm glad to be part of that. I'm glad that you found our music and that. And I'm glad you found Beyonce, because who can argue with Beyonce, right?
Who can argue with Miss Beyonce, baby? Okay, now I gotta ask you something now. Okay, when you go on a date, I know you haven't been on a date in a while, but when you do go on a date, what makes you feel good about yourself? Do you like to show up with flowers and chocolate cake? What kind of things do you do on a date that's special?
I like to try and go for location, like location is key. So I took my wife to Disneyland.
Oh, that's very sweet.
That went over great. So that'd be a big thing for me, is like, where is it?
All right,
You
Patrick.
sound like such a sweetheart, baby.
What do you think, Adam? Do you think they're compatible?
I think they could, work out their differences first.
Hey,
Okay, you know what, Patrick? Shaniqua is a huge lady. I think you want to just move on away and not think about her anyway. Anyway,
Really? Oh, I thought I had 3 questions.
oh, come on,
okay.
ask me something. Go.
Ask you. Okay.
Something real quick. Go.
Okay. Let's turn this around. What's your ideal date?
What's my ideal date? You need to look me into eyes. Look at my whole body. Look at my beehive. You want to have everything, baby. Eyeball me and then say, baby, I love you. Ooh, that gets me shaking.
I think if Patrick looks at your body...
That is a first date. That is a crazy first date.
Ooh, I like things fast. I like things done fast.
Okay,
Shaniqua got
I
no
get
time,
that.
baby. No time.
I think, Patrick,
Wow.
if you look at Shaniqua's body, you'll take about 60 minutes to look the whole thing.
I am the next Queen Latifah. You wait, baby.
Hey, I've been pretty big in my life, so it probably took a while to look at me for a while.
okay, Patrick, thank you so much for your time, and we will talk to you soon again, okay?
Dude, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're great.
We love you.
I love you.
We love you.
Shaniqua loves you.
I love you more.
Much love. Have a good one. Thank you.
Okay,
Take care,
bye-bye.
man.